All right, hey everyone. I'm going to show you how I set up my Garmin to use for laying tracks for test lines or training. So we're going to start off on this map screen. There's a few features that I like to use, and one will go to the settings right here. I go to map setup, show data fields. I like the data fields to show, and I like the training bars to show. So I click on both of those. Okay, the data field is this right here. Now, when you set yours up, it won't show GPS accuracy. It will probably show speed when you first turn it on. So to get GPS accuracy, I go to current status, accuracy GPS. Okay, this trip odometer feature, that I like having that on there because when I'm laying a line, this will count how far I've walked. Starts off in feet and then it goes to yards, and you can see it as you lay your line. So we get out of that. We have our map set up. You can see I have mine set up with a waypoint marker, which would be your training button up here. Then I have my control and my tone for this dog. Sometimes I'll set it up if I'm running two dogs where I'll have one dog tone here, one dog tone here. So let's go to another screen. Okay, let's talk about Track Manager. So you go to My Track. Okay, currently it's not showing on the map, but this is what it'll probably come up as that screen. I have mine paused right now, but this is what it would show like. So what I do is let's just stop this and discard this. Okay, we'll start off fresh. My Track. So as you're laying the line, it'll record it here, and you can see it on the map. It'll show it, and it'll show your total distance. So as a judge, when I get done with my track, I go to this page and I take a picture, and it'll show the total distance. Or you can do it from the map page if you have that bar set up. So when you're done, if you want it to show on the map, you can toggle here under your information screen. So if I'm out and I lay a bunch of test lines that day, I don't necessarily want them all showing when I'm running tests, especially when you start taking pictures and submitting them. So you can toggle that on and off if you want. Or if you lay a track and you want to go back and run it blind, you can turn that off where you can't see it, but you can see your waypoint marker where you started the line. You could do it that way if you want. You can change the color here. And I like to have a color that's contrast from the dog collar, so it's easy to see. Okay, so let's say you walked out your line, you got it all set. You hit stop, save. You can save it. Let's just say test 1 or 2. We'll just do 2 because I accidentally hit the wrong button. So it's on there, and I'm going to click this little disc button. All right, that is saved. So if we want to go to our screen, our map screen, close that out. All right, there's nothing on there, and there won't be because I haven't walked. I can go walk and show you if needed. But I think you guys understand it. So we're going to go back to the home screen. We're going to go to Track Manager. Let's say we want to use this track. We go back here. We can click Show on Map. Then we don't click right here when we want to use it, although you see it shows the blue line. We're going to go back to our regular map screen. And if I zoom in enough, it'll show that blue line. You can see it there. That is that track. So That is not how the dog is tracked. So when you want to run the dog on that line, you go here, you click on hunt, end hunt, yes, done, new hunt. I don't want to change my tracking device. Yes, I want to clear. And then I'm going to mark where I'm at as the truck. Now, the reason there's not showing any dog names here, I have my collars disabled, and I'll show you how to do that. So we can go to dog list. Let's say Sue right here. And click on her. I can do active. So now, if I go to hunt, you can see it has the dog name. So that should cover pretty much everything you need. Now, one thing I want to go over, and this is how I set mine up. I go to settings. I go down here to tracks. I don't want auto start on. I want to start and stop my track that I'm walking. Otherwise, it'll just continue to track you everywhere you go. And I want it to start and stop when I'm laying these lines. And I'll just manually do it. Autosave. I do not autosave anything. So I just put never. And I save it when I need it. Using the steps I showed you earlier. Okay, something else I want to talk to you about while we're in this settings screen is the training setup. Okay, training keys. If you look here, I have all of mine set up so my top left button is a waypoint marker. And the reason I do that is if I'm walking along and I see blood, all I have to do is hit that training button up top here, and it'll automatically mark a waypoint. There's no point in having tone, the continuous, and the momentary shot. Because if you want a momentary, all you have to do is just tap that button and not hold it down. So the way you set these up is you can click on that. Right now I have it on mark waypoint. We can do change. And if you want to set it up for mark waypoint, go to applications, mark waypoint. And that is how I like to have it set up. Okay, something else I like to change is I go to settings, go to map, advanced, track devices, and then I'll do dog display. I like to have the dog distance on there, especially when I'm running test lines. And that'll show the distance the dog is away from you. So another feature I want to talk about is, we'll go to map here. Okay, something that is going to be used a lot. Let's say we're here. Let's say this is the line, and the dog is up here. And you want to know how far that dog is away as to whether it's a recall off of that line. So what you'll do is you'll come over here, and we'll just put a marker there. Just touch the screen where the dog is. You'll go down here to your menu and you'll mash that. Measure distance. So right now, it's showing that is 63 feet away from me. But let's say the line is really right here. So we want to measure from where that dog is to that line right here. So we're going to click there, and it shows 55 feet. So that's how you can measure how far a dog is off of the original line.